So what's going on in Minneapolis? What has been happening for years, this is not actually a recent phenomenon, for years. What has been happening is that people from Africa are being resettled in Minnesota. Why? Because Minnesota is one of our best states in the country. Best healthcare, great economy, great universities. And so people take a look at one of the most well-run states with the highest human development index, and they say, we should take all these people from a broken criminal nation that barely even exists. It's a completely dysfunctional shithole filled with pirates and terrorists and gangsters and clans warring all the time. Let's take a bunch of these people and dump them off in literally one of the most developed states in the country. They come here ostensibly out of generosity. Americans are opening up their borders, maybe this is happening against their will. But under the pretext of generosity, these refugees, these people are being resettled into Minneapolis because it's a great city inside of a great state. And what do they start to do? Can't help themselves. They start stealing. And it's estimated that it could be upwards of $9 billion of fraud. This is a story from the New York Times. It says, quote, the Trump administration will send hundreds of federal agents to Minneapolis today and tomorrow to support the work of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Ms. Noem, the DHS secretary, cited a major welfare fraud scandal linked to Minnesota's Somali community as the reason for dispatching more agents to the liberal city. A vast majority of those charged since 2022 with stealing federal dollars from a pandemic-era program for feeding children and other programs were U.S. citizens by birth or naturalization. Even better. Still, Ms. Noem characterized the federal deployment as a mission to uncover the true corruption and theft that has happened during an interview on a Fox News program. She called Minneapolis the ground zero for stealing taxpayer dollars and protecting criminals. Ms. Noem said that some nonprofits were being investigated for their funding sources and claimed they had trained protesters in impeding law enforcement operations and weaponizing vehicles against ICE agents without offering evidence. I love when these shit-eating journalists at the New York Times, they throw that little thing in there at the end, without any evidence. The evidence is everywhere. Isn't that your job? You're a journalist. I live in Chicago. They are impeding law enforcement all the time. That's what dumbass was doing in Minneapolis. The Trump administration official said without any evidence. Without any evidence. First of all, you're the journalist. That's your job. The government makes a claim. You investigate that. Second of all, everybody knows that's what's happening. Everybody sees it all the time. It's all over everybody's community apps. It's all over social media. I mean, they're not even hiding it. Anyway, this is from Wikipedia. It says acting U.S. attorney for Minnesota, Joe Thompson, estimated that the total fraud could be as high as $9 billion, representing more than half of all payments to the 14 high-risk Medicaid programs since 2018. So think about, this is the initiating action, okay? Think about this. You've got a state, Minnesota, and who makes up the population in Minnesota? It's Scandinavian people, Swedish people, Finnish people. I think there's a lot of Germans there too. I'm not really sure. You have a lot of Scandinavian people living in Minnesota. Because of the type of people that are living there, this is one of the best states in the country. Highest human development index, great healthcare, great universities, great public services, generous benefits. What's the big idea? We're going to take a bunch of illiterate Africans with an 80 IQ from Somalia and drop them off here. And for those that don't know, Somalia is not even a country. The central government in Somalia doesn't even have control over all of the territory. Most of it is controlled by ISIS. There's at least 3 breakaway states inside of its territory. It's run by clans. It's not even really a state. It's not even really a real country. So you're taking the worst of the worst. It's not even like you're going to, I don't know, a more functional African country to the extent that that exists. You're going to one of the least functional African countries. You're taking these, and they're Muslim too. They're not even Christian. So you take these Muslim pirates, these Muslim clan tribal warlords from the worst country in Africa and drop them off in the best run, whitest state in America, and they form an enclave. They do not assimilate at all. They form their own enclave, and they form their own institutions. They speak the Somali language. They practice Islam. They don't change the way they dress, the way they act. And the people that come here and their descendants are stealing from the government. We bring them here out of charity. We're going to help them. We feel sorry for them. We feel guilty. Why is our country so rich and their country is so poor and violent? Why do we have it so good and they have it so bad? So we embrace them. There's no benefit. Why would we do it? There's no benefit to bringing these people in for us. This is pure charity. This is pure charity that only our country is dumb enough to do.
That was the biggest fucking finesse in the history ever. And the fact that Somalians, like it was Somalis who did it. Like you would think Nigerians were the ones out here scamming, because you know everybody knows that Nigerian, all my Nigerian friends, they scam. Somalians, bro, are you fucking for real? We really got scammed by Somalians, bro. You feel me? And at the end of the day, it's people out here, bro, who really need these type of incomes, you know, like the charities who brought these people over. Those people should be reliable as well. These people should be charged. You feel me? Why are you bringing these criminals to America to take our resources, you know? And at the end of the day, it's fine. Like if you come over here and you're really looking for something better, but for you to scam the American taxpayers is another thing, you know? And we're not going to get into too much with the taxpayer shit because there's so many schemes. It's not the only one going on. This the only one out of hundreds, possibly even thousands of schemes going on through government funding programs, you know? Chat, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole situation with Somalians. Do you support it? Do you not support it? And let me know the reason why. It's Nonchalant USA. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you so much.
No other country is doing this. No other type of country is doing this. So ostensibly, again, nominally, we are bringing these people in because we're altruistic. We feel guilty. We want to extend an open arm. America's this great country and we're a moral nation, so we bring them in. What do these people start to do immediately? They start stealing. They do not assimilate. They do not adopt the local customs, language, religion, culture at all. And they don't respect it either. They don't like us. They don't get along with us. They have disdain for us. You see this from their representative, Ilhan Omar. She could barely contain her contempt for white people, white Americans. There's no gratitude, no appreciation, no deference. And they're stealing on top of it. They're looting the public dole, setting up these fake businesses. I imagine with their accomplices in the Democratic Party that are helping them do this. You have to have it. You'd have to have somebody who's in on the take in the Democratic machine that is benefiting from this, skimming off the top, to the tune of billions of dollars. This is billions of dollars. We bring you here. It's a gift to live in our peaceful, rich country. We're giving you public assistance on top of it. You're just stealing it. So think about that. You work as a white person. Your ancestors fought in the wars. Your ancestors built the railroads. Your ancestors dug the tunnels, built the skyscrapers. You did everything right. You pay your taxes, you go to work, you become a homeowner, you're a law-abiding citizen. You do everything you're supposed to do. Every year, the government is taking a chunk out of you, a quarter, a third, whatever it is. And how much of that money is going to these criminal foreigners that do not belong here at all? And many of them have no legal standing even to be here. And they're just stealing it for their own enrichment and sending it to Africa, sending it to their people in Africa that hate us even more. This is what is uncovered in Minnesota, the whitest state with the blackest blacks, the most functional state with the most dysfunctional blacks. They come here, they fucking hate us, they have no gratitude, and what do they start doing? Stealing everything that isn't bolted to the ground. And this is uncovered by some journalist, Nick Shirley, some 23-year-old YouTuber, who just bothers to knock on the door of one of these daycare centers and see if it's a real business. In response to this, the Trump government deploys all these ICE law enforcement to get to the bottom of it. This is really where our story of Renee Good begins. Imagine you're seeing this, and by the way, she's not even from there. She's from Colorado Springs. She moves to Missouri. She moves to Minnesota last year. She sees this happening in her neighborhood. There is an enclave of complete foreigners, complete aliens, stealing from you, stealing from your state, your community. What's her first instinct? She literally is going to throw herself in front of law enforcement to prevent them from investigating and apprehending the culprits. Who does that? What kind of person does that? I'll tell you. A civilizational enemy. That's an enemy of our civilization. That's not somebody in the middle that doesn't know the facts. That's not somebody that understands there's fraud, but also is wary of some of ICE's more aggressive tactics. This is a civilizational enemy. This is someone that is so far left and so fucked up. If these people had it their way, our country wouldn't exist. What even is that? You see this fraud occurring, your first thought is, I have to go and stop the police from investigating? I have to use my car to block the police from making arrests? This is a person that is your enemy. She is the enemy of your children. She is the enemy of your ancestors. Okay? And we don't actually even need to understand how she got that way. We don't need to empathize with her feelings because there's no debating with a person like that. We all know how people are. This is a 37-year-old woman. She's a lesbian. She's a poet. She has a gay pride flag hanging outside her house. You think you're going to debate with one of these people and win them over? Hey, I know you're blocking ICE with your car to prevent them from investigating this fraud, but do you want to debate with Charlie Kirk? Do you want to go on Jubilee 20 versus 1? You can't reason with these people.
A lot of these people are angry. A lot of these people hate America. A lot of these people hate the law. A lot of these people are communists. You know, I don't have nothing against Democrats. I don't have nothing against people who is against ISIS. I don't have nothing against people who are against ICE. But I really dislike people who love communism, who love the idea from communism. Because my father is Venezuelan. My mother is Mexican. You feel me?
How she got the way she is. And I actually don't think it's worth the effort to try to convince her otherwise. People like this are our political enemy, and we have to defeat them. I said it when Charlie Kirk got shot. When Charlie Kirk got shot and people like this were celebrating, and they were, it was exactly that type of person. They saw an innocent 31-year-old father of two get shot in the neck for no reason. Their first thought was to say, let's go, this is awesome. I said, there's no reasoning with people like this. They have to lose. They have to be defeated. We have to win. There's no alternative. There's no substitute. There's no compromise. There's no debate. There's no resolution. People that do these types of things that don't get it, I'm not interested how they got so fucked up. I don't think it's worth the effort to convince them otherwise. I want to defeat these people. I want to beat these people. And what does that mean? It means that we need our people to win the elections. We need to enforce our will through the law. If they try to prevent it through illegal means, put them in jail. These people are better off in jail. Ask yourself this, if this woman and every other person like her, if we woke up tomorrow and they were all in prison for the next 5 years, would that be good or bad for our country? Because I think that would be the best thing that could happen to us. I don't even care what color they are. If you could take every one of the gangbangers, every one of the Somalis, you take every one of these white female liberals, Jewish communists, and you could put them in jail for 5 years and let the government do what it needs to do, mass deportations, industrial policy, get the corruption out, whatever, we would be better off for it. And she resisted. She got shot in the face. Too bad. So sad.